Hello, my friends. Hello, and welcome in to the Purple Penguin Craft Room. I'm Vicky. Today's craft is going to be a shelf sitter for St. Patrick's Day. I love to decorate for St. Patrick's Day. I love to decorate for all holidays. That's just me. I don't necessarily celebrate the holidays, but I love to decorate. I love to decorate, you guys. So I'm going to show you how I put mine together so that you can make your own. There will be a picture at the end of the video. You want to fast forward just to see the picture, it's totally up to you. Again, at the end of the video, there will be a full-on picture so that you can have a better view of it. I know when I'm putting it together, it's not exactly the easiest way to be able to see it. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see all the videos and pretty soon, upcoming lives. All right, you guys, let's jump right in and get started. Jump right in. These are the black cauldron slash pots. You can get them Dollar Tree, you can get them at Michael's, you can get them at Joann's, you pretty much get them anywhere. Um, they come out for St. Patrick's Day and again for Halloween because they can be used for witches cauldrons as well. So just a heads up on that. This one is kind of nice. It's got like a texture to it. Got paint on it from something else. We'll just use this side and I will scrape that off later. But for this project, it'll be fine. We're going to start with the base. I've got this little wood disc. It's the 3-inch wood disc. And we're just going to take off the sticker and deal with that another time. Meanwhile, we are just going to stain it with our good old Waverly Antique Wax here. Because I want a nice wood-looking kind of base. We're just going to take our baby wipe and treat it like a stain for this. And this is not a super thick piece of wood, but I do want to get the outsides too. Just because. Make it look more like a finished piece here. I would always remember if you're using a baby wipe or a damp cloth or something, this does go on, looks darker when it's a little damp and wet, but when it dries, it will be lighter. That's just something that always happens. So if you're not satisfied when it dries what color it is, you can just go back over it again, or you can try a different stain or whatever. Totally up to you. You can do like a watered down paint too if you want to try it and do it that way as well. There we go. I like how that looks. That looks great. We're just going to set that off to the side for just a minute. Let that dry. We're going to bring back in our container here. And I have some extra foam. This is from the Dollar Tree. It was a square at one time. I've used it for different projects, you know, that kind of thing. So we don't need a lot of it. I like my paring knife. This is a paring knife I got on Amazon, actually. And we're just going to cut this down to fit in our hole here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, it just has to get in the hole at this point. Okay. And we do need to cut it off. Perfect. Off the side, it does get messy. Just a heads up. Now that I did that, I need to get it back out. There we go. Now, this is foam. I do not like using hot glue on foam. Just me, personal preference. I like using my tacky glue. So that's just my tacky glue. And like I said, this is a personal preference. You can, some people will claim that you can do the low temp on the glue gun
and it won't melt your stuff as bad. That is true to an extent, but I just don't like to melt it at all. It's totally fine. Okay, now we will set that off to the side and let that dry. Meanwhile, we will bring in our little pieces that we're going to also use. Oh, and with the hat as well. So I am going to use this hat. Like I said, you can get these at pretty much anywhere. I've seen them at Dollar Tree in a while, but Michael's and Joann's, I have seen them every once in a while at Hobby Lobby as well. Um, we're going to use our extra piece of foam and stick it in there because we do need that as well. Okay, so that should work as well. Again, tacky glue. Now this one in particular does have a little spike in there, which will be kind of nice because it will hold the foam as well. Perfect. All right, so we got that guy in there as well. We'll also let that dry. All right, it's a little messy, 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 messy. Okay, now we're going to use these are foam. They're both foam. And it's like I don't even know if they're called foam scatter or just foam pieces. But I've seen them at Dollar Tree. I've seen them at Hobby Lobby, at Michael's, Joann's, all the things. So we're going to use these. I am not a huge fan of all the sparkly, sprinkly. Just me, personal preference. So I'm going to paint them. We're going to paint them, and that's just me because I like to do that kind of thing. So, it will also give them a texture as well, but that's fine. So classic green is my go-to green. We're going to use classic green or shamrock because I think it's a good color for a shamrock color. We're going to bring this in. Sometimes it does take a little bit extra for them to dry, um, being that it's drying on glitter. Sometimes I go a little heavier, but I think that might just be me. I don't recommend using a heat tool if you're going to be doing this because, again, these are foam and they might shrivel up and melt. Just a thought. But, you can experiment with it if you want to try and do it. Totally up to you. I like this because it's got like the different, it's kind of indented. Some of them come just solid. This one's got little lines in it. I kind of like the look of that, like veins on a leaf, on a true leaf. Um, will have veins, so I kind of like that. I'm going to paint the one side, let it dry, and then we'll paint the other side. Like I said, I'm not using a heat tool, so there is a little bit of dry time involved in this, but most of my projects are. To prevent boredom and all the dry time wait, I actually, to be completely honest with you, I will have like 3 or 4 projects going at one time, just because of dry time. And so I kind of get more accomplished when I can set one aside, let it dry, while I'm working on another. Just me. So I like how that looks. So that's a nice muted, beautiful green versus the shiny. But again, not that big a deal. Um, this depends on what you like. Now I do also, the hat also came in green. It's got this cute little decor and stuff on it, which is fine. But again, I kind of don't want that, so we are going to paint it. And I'm going to try and see if I like this color or not. This is a Christmas green. Again, unmatte finish. And I kind of wanted 2 different kinds of greens, just because project. And I'm going to try, and not paint the gold ribbon that is on here as much as possible. And we'll see what I can do. No guarantees. So far, so good. Like I said, because of the glitter, it is also going to give it like a texture, which I kind of like, actually. To be really honest with you. I might actually leave the gold part glittery, um, per se, just because gold should be a little glittery. I'm okay with that. Maybe. We'll see. I could change my mind. You may find that later on in the video. I may change my mind. But that's okay. I like that green. See, and it is a different green than my shamrock too. It is a darker green, and I like. See, so that's that versus the shiny. All right, and now we're gonna paint our gold piece as well. The gold piece is this. I have this yellow color I really like using. It's also a matte. It's goldenrod color. Like it's not a really bright yellow, but it's a nice yellow. And it will not stay yellow, I'll tell you that right now. I do have a gold color that I like to use over my yellow, um, and that is simply just because it's not shiny, but it will look more gold looking. But I like putting this yellow color underneath it because it is kind of an iridescent gold, and so we'll take multiple paint color or coats to make it look right. But if you put yellow under it, it's not as bad. Okay. So the yellow, I painted the yellow all the way around. Um, remember, it was shiny gold, and now it's yellow. So now I'm going to bring in this gold color, which is from Delta. This is so old, you guys. I couldn't even tell you what store I got it at or what time frame. Seriously. But it is like a metallic gold, and I'm pretty sure you can probably get this at anywhere with just a metallic gold. So it's more like a metallic versus a shiny glittery. So that's why I put the yellow behind it, just because it helps out with not having to do as many coats. So it does look gold versus yellow, gold, yellow. A couple of other things where we're waiting things for things to dry. Just so you know, I did get that sticker off and I did stain the back of our base. I want to go ahead with our tacky glue, and I do want to go ahead and glue our base on here, just to kind of get that going as well. Try and make sure that is center. So we've got that going on. In addition to that, I've got these little I've got these little sticks, and these are what we're going to use to put into the shamrock and into the gold piece and into the hat to kind of connect them together. You can also use like toothpicks. These are called little dowels, is what they are, and they're from Michael's. And they were kind of in like the learning section, little kid area kind of thing. I am going to use my Waverly wax on these, just kind of darken them up a little. But you know, I was thinking about totally just leaving them natural, but I think we will kind of just dye them or stain them, I guess, just because I kind of like the stained look of wood in general. But I don't know, with these being a finished piece, I don't know how well the stain is going to take to them. You couldn't sand them as well. I'm only going to do a couple. I think I'm only going to need like two, but, or three. But it doesn't hurt to have a couple on hand, so I'm going to do 4 of them just because. Again, this project is a little bit of dry time going on as well. Also while we're waiting on dry time, I just thought of something else that we make a lid on this. Something else that we can do while we're waiting for dry time. To bring this in a little bit closer here. Since we're going to have our pieces are going to come out of this, I want, and that's pretty much dry in there too. I want there to be greenery down here at the bottom, and so I was kind of thinking we're going to do a little bit of Spanish moss, just in case you can see any of that. So we're going to do just a little bit. Not like it doesn't take very much at all. This is a very small project here. Like I said, I do want some greenery. So shove just a little bit of Spanish moss in there. Hide things a little bit. And then I've got these are little pieces of greenery. This is like is this boxwood? Boxwood. So I believe this was from Walmart, boxwood. And we're just going to take, I already have this piece already off. And that is really fat to be going into my piece there. So I'm going to cut it just to make sure that it stays in there. I'm going to glue just because. And then I'm going to help out because there's no wire this far up in the greenery. I'm going to just take my needle nose and kind of shove it in there. Needle nose, I use needle nose pliers for everything. There's another piece. This piece is big. So we're going to cut it. So the glue is just going to kind of help hold it into the foam. After we get the greenery in there, I want to go ahead, I want to add a little bit something to the bottom of this. And I was kind of debating. I got this green twine. It's from Michael's. And I was kind of thinking on putting that in. And I kind of like the look of that. So I think we're going to do that just as a kind of a last, kind of a finishing touch here. And we're just going to take some of our glue. I help hold it in there. I'm going to make my starting point instead of the front or the back. Make it on the side. I'm going to wrap it around a couple times. I got this twine. It's a jute green from Michael's. Actually, it's a nice muted jute green. I actually really like it. So that'll be our end point there. But I did leave the handle on this. I just kind of wanted to point that out. Because normally I like to take the handles off of this. So this guy is kind of bugging me, sticking out a little bit further than I want it to. And I don't want to waste it. We'll just kind of shove it in here with some glue. It will kind of adhere itself in there. It'll be fine. Okay, let's wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead wrap this, like I said, I want to wrap this up. We're going to take, these are our little mini dowels. I'm just going to shove it down in there. Um, I think I want to go with, we're going to go with the shamrock at the bottom. And again, this is just foam, which is fine. Um, However, this is a tool that comes in handy a lot. It's kind of got a sharp end to it. Um, it's for beading actually, but I use it a lot, just kind of for whatever. And we're gonna just kind of pre-do a little bit of a hole here to kind of help out our dowel getting in here. Okay, of course we're gonna put some glue on it. Help our, there we go. Like so. Looks cool like that. And then again, I'm going to pre-do another one. Again, we're going to shove some glue in here. I'm actually going to cut this just a little bit. It is a little bit longer than I need. And the only reason I'm kind of helping it along is kind of also because these wood pieces don't exactly have points to them. Like if you use like toothpicks or something, like that would help out because then it would be a little extra pointy. And then we're gonna turn everything like so. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then the next one, again, I think I am going to cut it a little bit as well. All right, and again, now we have our piece. And being a foam, I'm still gonna my gosh, you guys, I absolutely love the way this looks. And I'm kind of thinking I want that to be the back side. Well, maybe not. That could be the front. But I don't like how this... Just doing a little bit of adjusting here. And then obviously that's going to be the front. We got to have the hat go in the right direction, right? Okay, there we go with our... A little bit less of a gap. This is how we're looking though. I love how this looks. That is so stinking cute, you guys. And then, the on the gold piece here, like this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. I like that a little bit better. Again, the shamrock, same thing, glittery, painted, looks much better. Um, Personal preference, again, everything is personal preference, you guys. I did leave the shiny gold at the top here. Um, Now, on this, I feel like I should be doing something else. Let's do one thing real quick. Now I got these. These are little shamrocks. These are actually from Mardi Gras beads. It's a bead from Mardi Gras beads. Basically, they're all just come on a string for a necklace. I like to separate them out and we can use them. I already painted this one. It's actually the same color as this a while back. I'm kind of leaning towards putting that on there. And I kind of like that. I am going to rough it up though, just because I don't know how easy that's going to take some sandpaper just to help out the glue situation here. Perfect. I love how this looks. What a cute little idea. This would be cute on an end table or next to like a picture frame or something. Super duper cute, you guys. Don't forget to keep coming back and watching the Purple Penguin Craft Room. Stay for a second longer and you can see this in an upright position and decorated. Again, keep on coming back to the Purple Penguin Craft Room. I'm Vicky and happy crafting.